Hey everyone, this is a quick video on denial of suffering and how it relates to post-traumatic stress. Denial of suffering is where you're basically having someone say to you, I know you're telling me that you're experiencing X, Y, and Z, but I think that you're making that up to be much bigger than it needs to be, and you just need to get over it. Enough is enough. You need to stop complaining. Denial of suffering can also be someone saying, wow, you keep talking about this like it's so painful. If you want to know what real pain is, I'll tell you what real pain is. I know what real suffering is. Ask me. Now, when it comes to post-traumatic stress and really anything that is completely occupying your life and stopping you from being able to live a normal life, stopping you from being able to leave the house without anxiety or panic or fear, we're dealing with something quite full on here, and the most important thing is to have acknowledgement of what it is that you're living with. Because if it feels like your whole body is on fire and you have people telling you, no, your body's not on fire, it's just all in your head, you need to stop making this out to be bigger than it really needs to be. I tell you what, that fire starts to grow hotter every second that goes by as words come out their mouth. And what can happen is, as your brain is unable to process the fact that you've just been denied something that is factual, that is true, that you are actually feeling and experiencing, your brain can do all kinds of funky things and all kinds of strange backflips on itself, where just everything starts to fall apart. It does not know which direction to go. It cannot process what you've just been told. Now, giving an example of my case with my battle with post-traumatic stress, I have in numerous occasions had people tell me that I was in fact making things up to be bigger than it needed to be, and that I just needed to stop talking about it and stop thinking about it, when in reality I needed people to actually verbally talk about it, or to make statements on the matter and to condemn what had happened, so that my mind could have a sense of peace in knowing the suffering that I'm living with is real. These people believe me, I have their support, and they're here by my side saying they will also protect me from what it is that gave me this post-traumatic stress. And so I did not get that, and what the effects were is it accelerated the overgeneralization of the incident, which that's saved for another video, but is where your mind just goes on full overload and does what it needs to do to protect yourself from the incident. And as a result, because my PTSD was to do with an incident within the furry community, I would then begin experiencing panic attacks and eventually seizures from people who were associated with the furry community, which, as you can see, does not make much sense considering this is how I'm dressed. That's also a separate topic, but think about this, and this is where it gets quite interesting, is that people do say that, and then they'll dislike the video or make an angry comment or send me an angry personal message. But what they're doing is actually denial of suffering. it can't be that bad for you, Voxy, because you're clearly involved in the furry community. You're wearing an animal suit, you're doing X, Y, and Z, you have an involvement. It can't be that bad, so you need to stop complaining, or you need to stop making it look like your world is falling apart. And it's like, man, oh man, I do not wish for you to understand what it is like for me to live with what I'm living with, because fuck, it is fucking terrible. So think about this. Anytime anyone you know is in a position where they're experiencing trauma, and if they tell you that they need support and the support they're asking for adds up and makes sense, and their story seems coherent, it hasn't changed, well, chances are they're not making it up, right? You can spot a fake story quite easily, but a coherent story that never changes, the last thing you should ever do with that person is to deny them the suffering that they're going through. If they say that it feels like they've lost all their arms and legs, well, I'll tell you what, that's just how it feels for them. You cannot change that, no matter what you do. But you can acknowledge that, and acknowledging it may be what it takes for them to experience a change in how they feel, that response to what happened. You're doing them a big favor. I hope this video was insightful, and if it is, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching my videos, and I'm going to continue to post updates on my battle with post-traumatic stress, and also of all the tips, tricks and techniques that I've learned along the way in making life less of a shithole to live. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.